Welcome to episode 6 of Surviving Nairobi with your host Ivy and...
It's your boy Hafare, aka the Crooked Taxman, aka Senor Spazzington, aka a circus freak, aka the Punani Preacher, aka Mr. Blue Supreme, aka the Easter Bunny, aka Phineas Octagon, and for this season, it's your brand new sugar daddy. Skari nimewapatia kwa wingi mpaka mmezoea saizi. You're saying it's too much. It's too much. Tunataka kuonja shubiri. Asali ni mingi sana, but I'm not going to stop. Sawa
Kahush.
Damn. What the fuck?
I know.
Yani ungeita mtu yote. Azini Kahush.
I actually did that on purpose because I know the way you feel about him.
I don't feel anything about him. Niko na true like opinions, see feelings.
And if it's not obvious enough, you have a lady in black.
Eish. Ding.
Dang.
Unapakwa na mist kila mahali. Is the Undertaker coming?
Yeah, so my name is Max, aka Cinema aka, but aka Mr. Mam on Twitter. So
Yes.
yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you guys for having me on the show.
Yeah, before we continue, I'd just like to point out me and Max, and if you listen to this, you know, Bonnie, we have our own show, our separate show, to watch what we do, where we say some very
Out of pocket shit.
outlandish things. Very outlandish. So please, after you're done with this, come on, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's fun. By the time this drops, itakuwa imefika episode 6. And yeah, we're just gonna keep being more out of pocket. Tutasema vitu za ajabu, vitu hazifai kusemwa. Speaking of vitu hazifai kusemwa, nice little segue there.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, so this episode tunaongelea taboos. You know, this perception of taboos in like society.
African context.
Yeah, actually in African context mainly, because white people don't have taboos.
Yeah.
Except
Anything
like
goes.
Unless it's like liking black people.
Yeah.
Or shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not even true, as in the KKK ni like the taboos are to white. You are a nigger lover? Shit like that.
Nigga fucker.
Wow. Imagine the first person who did interracial porn. Like how ostracized was he? Like if the lady was white, you'll never set foot in this town again.
They're actually breaking the norm.
Hey.
Yeah. Breaking barriers and shit.
Yeah, like that was like an MLK moment.
Breaking barriers. Literally. Breaking barriers. Yeah.
It was like a Malcolm X moment, like unity forever. Sindio?
Hey, bro.
Ebony and Ivory.
All lives matter.
Okay. All orgasms matter.
No, well...
Bro.
No, don't they?
True.
Me seems all lives matter, like, you know, like a maga, but all orgasms matter.
Okay, bet.
Well, so, about taboos. We were having a chat before we started recording, and I was like telling Hafari and Max how, I'm assuming the three of us were raised Christians, apart from Hafari.
Me, I wasn't raised under any religion, basically. Me do ule mseniko. But technically, you know, ukiwa, like, everybody is raised Christian in Kenya because tunafundishangwa CRE in school. Unless you went to a school that taught you IRE.
I actually went to a school that taught me IRE from class 1 to 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like Arabic and everything. And yeah, so up to date.
Mbona uitwi Maimuna? It's like a thing.
No, Faris.
It's like a thing.
No.
Maimuna alikuwa anachukia vitu mingi. Lakini
sichukia vitu vingi.
Kitu ya kwanza alikuwa anachukia ni mwanaume.
Mimi sichukia wanaume.
Like don't you remember that stuff?
I remember utengano.
Yeah, utengano.
Joking in the south, but so speaking of Maimuna, right? Muslims, their culture, their religious culture allows them to intermarry within. They keep it in their family.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if ucheki cousin yako hivi kiasi, you can marry your cousin and it's okay, like it's not forbidden. But on the other side, and now on our side with Christians, that is really, really frowned upon. That together with incest and whatnot, and you know, all that. So who made these rules? Who made this a taboo? Who made like lasting after your cousin a taboo? Or
what?
The room just suddenly went.
Unasema ni kama kuna kuzo wako unamuonanga family reunion.
No. Okay, nauliza
fucking Jesus, kama angekuwa tu kazini yangu ningekuwa nimemgeuza kacha hapo fulani.
not that statement with Jesus in it. No, why? But seriously though, like who sat down and appointed themselves council of morality to like put such things and tag them as taboos? Because nilizipata tu hapo.
There's this story I know, or like I read somewhere. It's a bit long, but I'll just try to shorten it. It's like a group of monkeys napelekwa kwa room, and then somebody throws a banana through a hole at the top, and every time they go eat the banana, guys come in with sticks and beat the shit out of the monkeys. So like, you know, Pavlovian, like the Pavlov thing, they associate like food sasa ni tutapigwa. So every time they throw in food, nobody eats, because they know if we eat, they're gonna beat us. And then they bring in a whole new monkey, yenye, like I just go through that process. So when the food is thrown in, it goes to eat, the other monkeys beat that one monkey because of like, you're gonna get us beaten. Over time, new monkeys are introduced and the older ones are removed, and in Aqua 2, people are just beaten. Monkeys like the monkeys that are there are gonna beat up new monkeys for eating. But the first group of monkeys that know why we're beating up the other monkey as they exist anymore. I hope that makes sense. Like, at some point,
fucked up.
The whole concept of a taboo, nobody has any idea where it came from. One person decided that this is how things are going to be from now on, and like generations later, we have no way of knowing why this person did this thing.
Yeah.
Because I know some Arabs, met some guy from Yemen a while back, and he's married to his cousin, and he's so happy. He's like, why would I marry somebody who isn't like, this is my family, somebody who cares about me, wants to take care of me. I love her and I'm married to her. And for me, it was so like, cousin, that's like the last person. That's like just
the last.
Yes, no kusema like on what to do. It's incest light, basically. Remember what I said?
Fuck.
Yeah, it's like incest light. It's like sister, no. Then cousin, like no. Now it's like you have to keep it out of the family, but for them it's like, let's keep it in the family.
So imagine unaita wife yako fam. You see how like you see how like for other people where we see being like in a relationship with like a cousin is taboo, right? So ukiwa unachikivenya wase usema ati like ukiwa na girlfriend or boyfriend, then unamuita fam, then it's like
it's a
common
problem.
jamia or something. So ni fam ni kawaida tu.
Kawaida,
Fam,
like
yeah.
Mad.
and those guys are
Mad
so happy
thing.
because I've known like
You mean it
I've known this
when you
just
call
she
them
was like
fam, yeah.
like, you know the funny
literally
thing is, like they've known the girls since they're little, but they've never seen them like uso yake, because again taboo. Like in Arab, like mostly Arab cultures, women have to cover their own faces, and it's so weird because it's something that just comes up easy. Like I was looking at Afghanistan, like in the 60s, it was very liberal. Like women walking around with mini skirts and pants, they were going out, like it was literally like a white man's paradise. Like it was like America light, small America. And then like over time too, like the extremists, like the Wahhabists and the Taliban took over. And now you could, like as a young woman growing up in Afghanistan, you can't even imagine that there was a time people used to do that. Just wearing a miniskirt is enough for you to get shot or killed.
Or raped.
Yeah. And in like in Kenya, it's not like people are still shitty about it. But at least you can wear a miniskirt and not have the government look for you. Like the secret police are not going to come at your door like, I heard you shot too much thigh today. Did you cover? I saw your hair came out of your hijab. Why didn't you use your niqab today? Like, we are free to do that. And somewhere, it's I believe it's a cultural and societal thing. And it's never like, and it's not set in stone. Ni mtu moja tu aliamua, mtu moja kona power aliamua that I don't like this shit anymore, and I'm just gonna make it something that people don't do, and fuck it.
What about like traditional taboos, like what you were
what we were
mentioning?
talking about earlier. So
Yeah.
like when it comes to like food, yeah. So in some communities, people are not, like women and girls or like kids are not allowed to eat like gizzards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
preserved.
mad.
Yeah, it's preserved for just men, especially like the head of the family.
Mm.
And if the head of the family is not there, the elder son, is the one who's gonna
And like, a gizzard's really that good?
to the
But
point.
just think about it. Like, are they really that good that people will be like, you know what, we gotta keep this for dad?
Yeah.
He went out to hunt and do what and till the land. Now he wants to give him the best piece, and it happens to be this gizzard. Gizzard si tamu hivo. My nigga.
Actually, wings. No, wings are the best part.
Really?
Other thighs, like,
They're
give me
more
the thighs.
flavorful.
Or breasts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, but
Wait, how'd that become innuendo? But anyway, I don't get how that like particular part you ought to attack, and it's always so weird. It's always something that nobody wants. Like nobody's like buying a chicken for like, yeah, I want the gizzard. No,
Yeah.
like you can buy a whole bag of gizzards for butchery. People literally throw that shit out.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's taboo for a woman to eat it. And have you noticed how, over time, with like the more secular you become and more like, I don't want to say away from our tradition, but to go more aware of these things, women eat like gizzards. Mwanamke amereziwa Nairobi, like akenda shags, alafu akule gizzard, anaweza fukuzwa.
Sindio.
Vita, bro.
Analeta kas kwa familia.
Now lazima afanywe
afu unajua
rituals.
Itakuwa like the wife is the one who's going to be looked at, not even like the husband. Itakuwa tu like, wewe unafunza watoto wako nini, you know, like
the husband should not
kiuka na sijui nini zetu
unakiuka mila
tamaduni na mila.
like niggas get away with so much.
I know.
Like women catch all the heat.
All the heat.
Patriarchy, bro. The fucking patriarchy.
And you know, it's so funny how in the African context, it's the woman's job to do everything. The man's job is just to go and hunt
and
or farm or do something. Not even farm, just go do something. As long as people are eating in the house, huko poa. You come home, there's always kunafaa kuwa na like maji moto, chakula iko ready. Niggas really got it made by the way. Since the beginning of time, niggas got it made. But still, okay, you know what?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I can't think of any. I know that with the Kikuyu culture, when young men are getting into that initiation stage, they're not allowed to enter the kitchen.
And that's such a weird thing.
I know. Like, dude, kana kufa na kiu? Okay, now, of course, maji hautanyimwa, but ideally the point is you're supposed to be served by the women in the house, women of the house. So your time, I think by the age of 13, when they're hitting puberty and they're going out for the big chop.
Bro.
Make a sound effect. Make a sound effect. Yikes. Jesus.
Which figuratively, it's not even a big chop. It's like a tiny micro.
How do you know
chop.
that?
Really?
It's big in the mind.
Is it? It's a teeny weeny wiener. So anyway, that. Teeny weeny wiener.
Okay.
Sama tu waina. Or maina, whatever you want to say.
Come on. So anyway,
what?
They're not allowed in the kitchen. Yeah, teeny minor. I get that because they're Kikuyus.
I wasn't even going for that.
Oh, bro. Damn.
Anyway, yeah, continue.
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that?
Yeah, and they're not allowed. So and it's an actual taboo, and when apparently it also brings bad luck. I'm not quite informed on that, but I do know that it's one of the taboos. And like this, I feel like the African culture has some out of pocket reasoning when it comes to setting these rules that make them taboos. Because why the fuck would you not let anyone in the kitchen?
So that's the thing. Like if you ask why, nobody ever knows why. They just say that's how things are. As in, I wasn't let in the kitchen. We've all the way back.
And it's the same thing. Like if we modernize that, and we bring that into the modern culture, and like coffee, you're not supposed to question your boss, and you're like, why should I not question my boss? True. What if he's on the wrong, or what if she's on the wrong?
What if your boss is on crack?
History umse alikuwa anasema, I think he's a doctor or something. He said he takes like heroin before he like attends to his patients. I'm not sure if it was a doctor, but yeah, it was like a professional. He takes heroin before he starts working because it helps him.
Is the guy black?
Yes.
And he was like, there's different types of crack, and that. Yeah, I watched that.
Was it like a doctor? I think the one you're talking about.
He was a professional guy.
He was the guy who worked at NASA.
The guy on crack.
Yes.
Yeah, and he
Bob
was like,
Williams, crack
hata
user.
akipata pesa lazima aende. He sets money aside
He was just
for
like
crack. Yeah.
like he's rich. He works like a NASA scientist. And it's like in the 80s when like crack became a thing. And he was like, yeah, there's this type of crack. I really like this type of crack. If you just go search Bob Williams crack user on YouTube, you'll see the whole thing. The fact
All
that I
his
know this
achievements have been watered down to just being a crack.
Bob Williams.
Imagine.
But I believe there's a context we're ignoring because like it's more of a like a African thing. I feel like African taboos over time, the more like modern tumekuwa, the more most of them zimekuwa washed away.
Of course, yeah.
You know, from going from FGM being normal to FGM becoming this like thing that now FGM is the taboo.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
So we're reversing like the rules that our parents used to take. But I still feel like there's one type of taboo that imeshikilia wa Africa hivi. Religious taboos.
Aye, true.
Our mothers, our aunties, even our uncles, our fathers,
They refuse.
indoctrinated by the words of a fictional Jew. Our say wanna believing anything in the Bible. And that's such a weird the Bible, the Quran, whatever. And it's so weird. Because like in the Bible is full of weird shit, Maze, if you really think about it. Like we shouldn't eat
It has
pigs.
so many plot holes.
Yeah.
Me, like
6 out
one
of 10.
story, Noah's Ark, bro. Like
Who
hizo
the
hizo
fuck?
au wanyama walitosha.
Na walikuwa in pairs, si moja, not one giraffe but two, not one hippo but two.
Alafu saa mafish zilibaki kwa floods cause si hapo ni home.
Yeah.
Man,
Ziko home
Go home,
already.
so as in, did this motherfucker, did you have an
what
aquarium?
happened? Saa hizo kuna prey na predator. Waliishi.
Yeah, as in, walikuwa
Yeah.
nachiliana, as in, we zebra. Acha imvua ishe.
acha-
Wacha imvua, ndakuona. Acha imvua ishe,
Nikikupata,
ndakupata. Sasa tutulie, sasa tupige tu story. Imvua ikiisha
And
utaniona.
the funny thing is, they're just two zebras
Yeah,
and two
two
lions.
lions, eh.
So you wonder, okay.
Don't you think like the lions had PTSD? Like, fuck, where's Fred?
You know?
Is he dead? Like, as
The
in,
homie, bro.
where the home is, as in,
Shit.
yo, alafu imagine, as in, yo, lion ingine.
Farm at?
Where the farm at?
Where your mom at, nigga? Where your
Fam,
mom at?
Again.
As in, asking one lion, asking the other one, have you seen Fred or Sharona? Damn. Like, are they dead? Probably.
Crazy.
And then, like, having to come out of the ark with all that PTSD and be the ones like, now, repopulate the earth with your species. So are you telling me, like, all these animals are inbred?
That's a
So they're white.
lot of work.
Yeah.
They were white.
They were rednecks. Jesus fucking Christ. Was Noah a country musician?
Shit.
But no, I think you may go too far. What I was pointing out is like there's so many like religious taboos that are so indoctrinated in society. And again, it's not even because cultural ones you can understand where they come from. Like you can understand that if it was because it happened for so long, you can't even draw a line to this is the reason, this is a taboo. Sindio?
Yeah.
Literally, Bible is literally what? What's his name? Johann Kraft, ama?
Ludwig Kraft.
Ludwig Kraft.
Yeah.
That motherfucker alikuja na Biblia. And what? 150 years later, 160 years later, that book alikuja nayo, it may take over like our entire culture. There are literal people, there are politicians whose entire image is meaning to a kanisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even politicians.
Policy is
alone.
made in this country based on
The Bible.
the Bible.
Christianity,
Yeah.
rather.
Not just in the country, but like everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
There are literal like US, a huge block of the political movement is just based on like we are a Jesus-loving country.
Yeah.
Niggas
See,
they never
that's why,
even
like,
seen
remember
Jesus.
this time last year
Who has?
when
Yeah.
the whole like Black Lives Matter, blah blah blah. Then Trump, outside some
church.
Yeah.
Tear gas protesters,
Manze.
a Bible.
Just
Upside down.
Go to like photo op. Like,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And it's so weird that these taboos are the ones that define society saizi. Like who said I can't eat pork, maze? Ati nguruwe ni kitu chafu. Who knows?
Oh, because wanasemanga ati ile story ya nini the
Demons.
Legion.
yeah.
Legion, yeah.
The
So like
demons.
demons ziliingia kwa pigs. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Even like in the Bible there's a place they said like we shouldn't have anal sex or something like that.
Where?
Really?
Or maybe okay, I haven't read the Bible.
Are you reading, bro?
Hoes be like, really? Where?
Yeah.
Where's the Bible? I never seen that.
Yeah, but the Bible is wild. Like there's a part of the Bible where like God killed some people for pulling out.
But like, wasn't pulling out the only birth control? in the
Like
Bible?
no, like it was like a story where this dude is like somebody died, but God told like the brother go and
those times of Kina Abraham.
yeah, like it's like Old Testament. I
Yeah,
can't remember exactly
yeah.
where.
I
And
think
then God
it's
told like the
Abraham.
brother, go get like your dead brother's wife pregnant, and then God akaenda akapull out. Then God was like, man, umemwaga nje, itabidi ukufe.
Wow.
No, it's true. This is true. I'm not
What?
It's in the
It's
Bible.
true, yeah, it is.
And then
yeah.
the next brother comes along, and then he pulls out two and he dies. And then God is like, you can't get remarried. Tells the woman, you can't get remarried until the last one brother of the
God
kid
is avoiding.
grows up.
Hey,
God
what,
loves to
bro?
watch.
Wow. Damn.
What?
To offend our Christian
I-
God
episode.
is watching.
He was literally watching, bro. Shit.
Yikes, that's out of pocket. What if God was one of us? Tin, tin.
Is it true that they used to use animals' intestines as condoms?
That's like an Egyptian thing.
Yeah. So
Imagine.
like
Going from that,
improvise.
imagine going from that.
that spoils mutura for everyone, man.
Ivy, why? Why?
Because was like Ivy.
African
Why?
sausage.
What was the reason,
What?
bro?
Ivy, what are you
As
doing?
in,
Ivy, what are you doing, man? Why are you so out of pocket today?
sasa nilikuwa nitokea hapa nikule mtura, sasa ni hivyo tu.
As in,
Itabidi
you-
umelala njaa.
Itabidi umelalanja.
Chama stage pekee ndo zimebaki. And you don't even know if they're safe.
You never know. Do your research.
But anyway, my point is,
Yeah.
we went from that, from like Africans having their own form of birth control, to whole sects of like people of religious sects saying you can't even use birth control. You're not allowed to use a condom. You're not allowed to use like anything.
Yeah, that's what Catholics
Yes, Indio.
believe.
You're not allowed to pull out.
You're not allowed to pull out. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to do this or that.
Or to abort.
Yeah, to abort.
Yeah.
We went from being able to do all these things like traditionally,
Yeah.
to now having to live under these rules. You're not checking. And again, it raises the question: who is the taboo for? Who does it favor? Because I always believe like most of the taboos we have in society are just based on somebody. Mtu moja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mtu moja.
Mwenye alikuwa selfish.
Alikuwa selfish na aliget mpaka some I don't like this, so I'm just gonna ban it.
So it's just like how cults work.
Yeah.
So there was this cult leader. Okay, I can't remember his name, but let's just go with Uyu mwenye aliua wase walikunywa.
Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Jim
Let's
Jones.
go. Yeah, let's go with that example because like all cult leaders just like operate the same way. So, you start like your own, not religion, but like your own set of
Sect,
like
yeah.
yeah. Then unaambia wase. So yeah, we're gonna follow these rules. First, like you pull them in. I draw in, but like being nice, nini. You start teaching them. Then like brainwashing them. See. You just like controlling their minds and like how they view the world. Then after some time, you can do some really like terrible shit. You can even start like raping people. Sorry for being so crass,
graphic.
but like you can start like raping people among like your followers, and they won't see a problem with it. Because they're just like, oh, he loves us, you know, nini. That's like our cult leader. He knows what he's doing, nini. And again, religion. They, like our cult leaders, they sleep with people within their group.
Circles,
Yeah. And then, wanakwambia, no, it's like, this is what God wants. This is what God would
Basically,
love.
the church.
Nini.
Basically, the
Exactly.
church.
It's fucked
That's what
up,
happens,
man.
yeah.
The church
Super,
doesn't like
super
cults
fucked up.
because they're like you're like
It's a
cutting into our
competitor.
you're cutting
Yeah.
into our thing, maze. You're like doing our shit, but we don't want that. You're evil, but we do the same exact thing.
Right.
And it's like Nini. Have you ever wondered, like, you see the like missionaries? That shit doesn't work. Who is that shit for? Really think about it. Like the guys like Jehovah's Witness, the guys who go door to door telling you, have you heard the word of God? They could knock 100 doors
Yeah.
down the street. Only 2 people will answer. And they'll only talk to one person.
Yeah.
That if I was trying to convert people onto my like brand or whatever of religion, that is the worst way to do it.
Exactly.
And I feel
It's so
like
tiring.
it's more, it's not for us. It's not for the people they're trying to convert. It's for the people who are doing it. That's what I believe. Because if you are gonna go, let's say there are 2 of you, if you 2 of you are gonna knock at 100 doors, na ignore 98, and then mpate moja, and then like what's gonna happen is that experience is gonna make your bond stronger.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring you closer together as a group, and it's going to be an us versus them thing. And now you're less likely to leave the cult or like the sect or whatever facet of religion it is, because now you feel like, now I've gone through this shit, so much shit with this person, I am now like on this, like, to go better off.
And to add on that, the thing is, it's like the religious wars in Islam, yeah. When you fight for your religion, you have a place in heaven, And I feel like that's the same even with the Jehovah's Witnesses. They're like, we're trying to get you into this because we believe that our way of worshipping or our beliefs are the only,
Yeah,
like,
the
are
only
true
ones,
beliefs, rather, because they acknowledge that other people, there are other denominations of Christianity and whatnot, but they believe that they are the superior ones. So I've been approached like twice by Jehovah's Witnesses. Of course, the first time, not interested. Second time, I was like, okay, just feed me into this information. And they're like, we don't celebrate these holidays, and we don't believe in heaven or hell because it's all a state of the mind.
What do they believe in?
Interesting.
They don't believe in heaven or hell.
So why
I mean,
are
they
doing
don't
this
believe in
then?
hell. They believe in heaven only.
Oh.
So
Whoa.
we're on earth, and then
We die?
and then when we die, like when our
All
time
of us.
comes, God is gonna come for us, because, and the hell that we go through is on earth. When you're suffering, you're going through hell.
I mean, that's accurate.
That makes sense, though. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
the hell part.
Like the
I don't
good
know about
place.
heaven,
The hell-
but
Yeah, the good place. So, I mean, I feel like usually when they're going around knocking, it's more of, just like you said, it's about them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to get into the kingdom of heaven,
And I must do this.
and I must do this. So I'm not gonna give up those $100, those 98. I'm sure I'm gonna get one. Once they get one, it's like, I'm closer to God, nearer my God to thee.
You know, in the Bible, it's like there's a place they say, ati, like, ukiona, like, you can't go to heaven if you if you know the word of God, lafu siambi the next person. You can go to, like, honestly, but they don't quote me on this, means just my Bible sana. I just know the weird shit. So yeah, and it's so strange to me. Imagine if, like, the Jews are right. Imagine, like, if it's all complete. Like, imagine if our grandparents were right.
yeah.
And it's such a weird thing that we've based all our societal living on this one thing, this book, the basis of what is acceptable and what is unacceptable, only for us to not know if it's true or not until we die. Like, it's not like utakufa urudi uambiwa say yo maze hapana cheki hapana, like, we're making a mistake.
Nikubaya wasi.
Nikubaya, as in nikubaya. We made a mistake.
Go back.
we have to believe this thing until we die. And then after we die is when we can, like, now I'll tell you whether you were right or wrong. It's like a bad game show.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Actually,
terrible.
this whole thing of living in the afterlife, that's basically what it is. It's like you don't know if you've been a good person throughout until you die, and you're judged for your actions, and you may be judged harshly or not. Because there's some people who slip through the gates of the pearly gates, and there are those ones who are just like, naambia God, hapo unabagain nika unajaribu kuingia Onyx.
Yeah.
Naambia God, manze, ile day nilipeana chwani kwa ule
street
mtoi.
boy.
Anakwambia zi, na ule dem ulieka ball ukahepa.
Jesus.
Unajua, like,
That's what he said.
come on.
Whoa, okay.
But
Those are,
you know, if there are people who won't go to heaven, and I'm certain of that, it's preachers.
Oh, yeah.
These niggas are not gonna go to heaven.
And again, back to the topic, Kosema, of, like, indoctrination. We have been indoctrinated to believe that the people who know the Bible, or, like, who read the Bible, they are above reproach.
yeah.
How many preachers wamepeana mimba? Wengi sana, si ndio? Like,
We're getting scammers.
and then
Actually, that's true.
and then the problem is sasa mwenye mpatia mimba ndako na makosa. Why did you go tempt the servant of God? You must have been sent by the devil.
Again,
yeah.
patriarchy. Why are
Yeah.
you blaming women?
Man, it's
For the sins of
religion
the-
is so manipulative.
Yeah.
Oh God, it is.
Imagine, like, getting raped by a pastor, because I know it happens.
Yeah.
And then going to report it, let's say, to a parent. They're like, no, you must have done something.
Yeah.
It must be your fault.
You know,
You are just, and imagine having to undergo that entire process, Indio, so traumatic, only for you to be referred to as a test, that you're testing his faith.
Imagine.
The devil was inside you testing his faith. By the tunaongelea kitu kingine deep, fuck.
The devil was inside them. Anyway.
What?
Back
Fuck.
to Taboos.
Nani nimesikia kenye umesema?
Umesikia?
Wow. I think the only people wajasikia ni watu wanasikia at home, because watu kwa room tumesikia. That is guy. Wewe kujasikia, just rewind and listen. I was out of pocket today.
ah shit. Wow.
Mi niko na swali.
I was kwa savia hapo ndani.
Sina.
Shit, sawa tu. Tuendelee.
The thing is, I want to know, like, are there any more African taboos, because I know they are there and there are so many. Like, other than the usual at the man is not allowed to be in the kitchens due to cook when the wife is there or the women are there.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing with taboo is they vary so much from culture to culture.
Yeah, and that's
it's so weird.
That's what I'm interested like.
Because I know there are certain cultures in Kenya where, let's say, you get married and then you get a kid. And then you break up with your husband. The wife has to go with the kids. And there are certain cultures where the wife cannot go home with the kid. Like, mtoto anabaki na baba yake. Venye ulitoka kwetu, ndo utarudi kwetu.
What? Ndo utarudi kwenu?
Anything you had after the fact, baba yao. That's the thing. That's the weird thing about taboos. We're marrying into cultures, or we're like mixing cultures where things are so unacceptable. Nikama, have you ever seen how stupid Nini? I don't want to say like it's a taboo, but like think about it. How stupid is a show if you really think about it?
Okay, I don't know what happens in like okay, in Nigeria, it's like whatever, you get to know like the parents or whatever, meet the parents, blah blah blah. That's like the much I know about rural shows.
No, like there's a part where you have to go now pick the girl. Unafika hapo ati kifungua gate imepotea. Ati kifungo ndo inunuliwe ingine 10k. Now you have to 10k to like, and it's some bullshit.
Oh, it's all an act.
Yeah, it's some bullshit too.
Yeah, it's just for you to it's like you're bidding. So, and you're the only bidder.
Yeah.
And you have to be the highest
bidder. Like, guys. And these niggas are going to change the rules of the game.
Anytime.
And like, you could feel like, nimefika sasa. Like, hapana, ankwa nani, au kumpatia chai, au kusalimia ule mzee kwa kona venye ulingia. Hiyo ni
sindio. And, ujue, for example, if my mom did not have a ratio and she had me, I cannot get married until I pay her dowry.
What?
So now it's your fault.
Apparently, like I have to help her pay her own dowry, because nobody paid her dowry and she had a child outside marriage. Because that means that you had a child out of wedlock.
Yeah, wedlock, yeah.
And for like cultures like ours.
And that in those cases unapata mbaba hana do.
Wababa. Mmesota. Wanaume wana pesa lakini wanajua ku spend money in clubs. Think about it. Niggas, they never had money for the real shit. Niggas got money for everything except responsibilities.
That's true.
Yeah, fuck,
the flow is responsibilities. Niggas.
Yeah. I'm niggas. Anyway, like venye umesema, and in certain cultures like ours, the whole concept of like the whole ati unabuy mtu, it's a whole song and dance cycle. You go, you meet, you talk, you pay dowry, which is like a few cows, and you don't even have to pay it at once. You can pay it over time. You're not selling somebody out. You're joining two families. Unaona?
This is how it should be.
And it's so weird how, imagine hizo culture mbili zikimit. What's gonna happen?
Chaos, bro.
For the people who are coming for, like, let's say it's the chick, or like the guy is let's say ni mtu wetu, and then like ni mtu akina hivi. There's a complete disconnect of how we're supposed to approach this.
That's true.
Watu wameachwa kwa ration. Nimeona watu wakiachwa.
What?
Msali alisema tu ikaya, as in this is, mnaongea tuna wazazi, hii ni ujinga gani tunabebwa? As in, because you are not used to it.
Yeah.
You're not used to it, because before you used to marry in your community.
Yeah.
Sasa hizi you can marry. Unaweza amka asubuhi uende Taiwan upate bwana. Now that's like you now. You're married to a Taiwanese guy. Imagine mse wa Taiwanese akuja kuexplain concept ya ratio.
I wonder how that goes, like with such really like marriages. Like somebody from like Taiwan, culture is completely different. Just like each other, moving together, you know, yada. But now you've come to Africa, unaambia by the hata uingie hiyo gate leo. Leo unakuja kukaa una camp kwa gate na lazima utokwe do, alafu saa kesho ndo main event. Alafu
then you have to bring your friends before the ratio to meet. Now you have to fly niggas from Taiwan.
Hey bro.
Like all of you look the same as in
That's wrong. What the hell have you just said?
Mnaingia ndani alafu baba dema anauliza ni nani sasa?
That's racist. Hata kuna haja kujifunika.
Ni nani sasa?
Mama ananiambia wewe tuonyeshe ni mgani hapo, wote wanafanana.
They've seen that nigga a million times in photos. Anakuja beshte yake like yo. You know the way white people say all black people look the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just a joke.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like and of late, in as much as the more we grow and the more like we intermarry and we mingle with each other from different cultures. These taboos are watered down. However, usisahau kuna a huge demographic enye bado ina grow from shags. So these taboos zinapasiwa from generation to generation. Yeah. So that's why you could go to shags and find somebody your age. Anaona umevaa shorts. Anashanga wewe. Yeah. Hauna heshima. Unashanga heshima sini mwili yangu, sini nguo zangu. What do you mean? Ati unatembea je mbele ya baba yako kama uko umevaa nini? Like what happened to Scoffy the other day on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys were like unakunywa na babako pombe.
Ati unakunywa na alikuwa amevaa
skirt.
T-shirt
na short. Babangu ajali.
That's the thing.
Ni babako.
But hiyo ilikuwa ime-expose a lot of ushago mindset in my opinion.
You can take the man out of ushago, but you can't take the ushago out of the man.
That's very true.
Niggas can type all the code in the world, lakini bado wanafikiria kama sako kabarnet. That's the thing.
Anaona mama kajavaa kamisi, she's not decent.
That's the thing. There are places we've gone for work, like where the women are all told before, like it's a baraza. We are coming to actually give you guys development, ndio. Tunakuja kuwaletea vitu zitawa better. The night before the liaison anatuambia all the women have to wear lesos kesho.
Yeah.
If you don't wear lesos, none of these niggas will even listen to you.
Yeah.
And the team leader is a woman. She's the person who literally is planning to help you guys. But the fact that ujava leso means that whatever you're saying,
patriarchy.
So yeah, that's like internalized misogyny. So
that's true.
Nilikuwa naambia my boss tufanye hivi. Fuck our niggas. Let's just leave. Like, and I was like, no, we have to help them. Some people are so stuck in their ways that to try to change them is like a fool's errand.
Yeah,
and then that's when I realized that some people are like, that's who they are. That's who they'll always be. You can present them with all the evidence on earth, Sindio, that there's no, what's the point of me wearing a leso? I'm not naked. It's a trouser. But for them, wako so set in that mindset that, fuck it, this is a taboo. It doesn't matter who you are. Hata kwa ni president.
Chata kwa Bible watu walikuwa wanajifunika na kuna unaficha mpaka nywele. Old Testament. Like you're not allowed to show your hair in the Bible.
Imagine nywele yako mzuri hivi ungeonyesha.
Imagine. Man, I can never be me.
And you know, people think it's like we talk about these things like it's so far away. Our parents used to, like, I believe, like, maybe let's say our parents maybe, or like newer parents, you know, the guys like wakona watu wako 10, 8, I don't know, I think wametoka hiyo cycle ya internalizing these taboos and these cultural norms, because our parents are still the same way.
Oh yeah.
Because you could go home and wear something like unavaa nini.
I went home with a nose ring. My mom, who I think I always thought was the most liberal parent ever, she was like, hey, but unajua what people think of babes in nose rings. And I'm like, no, what do they think? That they're prostitutes. And you know, she can't even say the word prostitute out loud because she's still so ashamed. Yeah. Or even the idea of, you know, prostitution. So she's like,
and that's another thing. When you said, you know, they're like, what will people think? Your mentality, exactly. What will people think?
Exactly.
It stops, like, our parents from doing so many things, you know, even for like the kids. Wanapata even like, sorry, I digress, but like for say education or pursuing career that's not
conventional,
say, at law or fucking doctor, all that shit. Same shit you talked about in like
the
two
last
episodes ago.
2 episodes ago,
yeah. So like, what will people think? You know, wantaka wewe usifanye your shit.
Please,
but other people can do it.
And you know the funny thing is,
my child.
Please, they're friends.
What they think about the other people is really like, it's so weird. They really think so well of them.
Yeah.
But they always assume that everybody's going to think bad of you.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And then these niggas making money, they're like, mbona wewe hauna bidii kama mtoto wa nani?
Found.
Na mtoto wa nani?
Wasi aliacha G-Express.
Niggas taking photos, making bank. Na uliambiwa kwa photographer. Unataka kupiga ni picha wanyama? Si don't tuangalie tu. Unataka ni kudrive kwa game park. You have to be like an engineer, and it's like weird. Because I even told in that episode, my parents don't understand what a podcast is.
Yeah.
Like if they found out the things I say on here.
Same.
Yeesh.
I know. Like the easiest way for me to introduce my parents to podcasting was it's a radio station bila frequency.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so mnaongelesha nani? And I was like, well,
each other.
Kuna watu kwa internet, kuna kitu inaitwa social media, kuna kitu inaitwa streaming. So when we go live, so where are you going live? You don't have a station, you don't have a frequency. I can't go to my phone and look for 87.5. I'm like, but you can go to your phone and download the Google Podcast app. Or
the moment you to go on your phone, ulimlose.
Ulimlose. Okay, well, you're going on your phone.
Hey,
okay.
go on where?
Okay.
Where?
I'll ask my firstborn Natalie to do that for me when I get back home or when I go to Nairobi.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. And it's so weird that these people who are so out of touch on technology are still the people who define what society is. We live in a completely different time, experiencing completely different things, but we have to live by the same set of rules and like acceptabilities that they lived with. Unaanza kushangaa, what the fuck is going on? And I pray that because the internet is such an echo chamber. You could believe that okay, people are improving, like things are changing, but unafika ground nakuta what the fuck, vitu ni different. Enda ushago
enda hapa nini tao hii place ya kupata passport kunaitwaje?
Nyayo
House. Utajua ujui. You see young people, they're like, thank God, alhamdulillah, some mtu mwenye anatarizon na mimi. Then you listen to them speak.
Yeah.
And the flimsy excuses they give you as to why they can't give you a simple package of service like, naambia tu nisainia, nakwambia ati mwenye wakusaina yuko. Wakusaina amenituma kwako ati mpaka anipigie simu. And I'm like, what the hell? Just reason with me. Help me out. It's really hard to navigate.
Are you speaking from experience?
I am.
Niko frustrated.
Niko frustrated. Nimerelive your moment.
Ilipita.
Thank God.
By the word of advice to anybody who's listening, if you don't have a passport, get it. Because you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah.
Ile skuta, like, let's say you're a content creator unapata gig, somebody in UK anakwambia, yo, I love the shit you do. I want you to come in for an exhibition or like an installment in like a week. Una passport. You know skuta jua importance yake ni nini.
True.
Get it, keep it in a safe, keep it somewhere tu kwa nyumba yako kwa drawer. Give it to your mother yake na birth certificate yako. Because still our moms have all our birth certificates.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, I have mine.
I have all my documents.
You have
anyway, no shame, come on.
No shame.
Come
it's
on,
okay.
Me personally, me is responsible enough to keep them.
Self-awareness.
I even gonna lie. Self-awareness. Nitatoka nazo kwa bag, niende club, niziache tu huko. And that's how my identity was stolen. So yeah, like you just keep it somewhere. You'd rather have it and not need it. And having a passport at least inaku allow to experience new cultures and see new things. Because we all don't live the same. Like going with the theme of the episode.
True.
Niggas in Taiwan want to marry you maybe. Like
maybe ni cousin yako. Shit.
What?
See Taiwan, like
what?
Or just any other different country. Huh? Maybe you have a white cousin somewhere.
Maybe, yeah. Shit. 23 and me. Ujui?
Yeah. Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com.
Wow.
And you know the funniest thing
I've
is
left the chat, bros.
yo Maze, like I think we talked about this on the first episode of Watch What We Do. Niggas smashing their cousins was some people know they're smashing their cousins and then some people what?
Kabe.
Huyo sio mwizi.
Alikuwa anakula kazini yake hapo gara.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Ivy.
Ivy, was that necessary?
Ivy and a remix kila kitu.
But it's true.
Alikuwa anakula
kazini yake
hapo gara. Hey, Maze guy.
Hey, but that was one out of pocket story. Alafu umse ameicheza chini. Do you know the way he laid low? Nobody has even talked about it again. Well,
Kabi is a perfect Arab man. He could like if you went to Saudi Arabia, he'll be alhamdulillah, I'm home. Can smash my cousin in peace without anybody judging me.
Shit, bro.
Yikes, Maze. As in,
do you think he low-key wishes he was like Arab?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because hakuna hizo restrictions.
As in, anakunga nywele yake akem all the time. Clearly he wants soft hair. I don't know.
Fuck.
As in, Maze, we just like guy tunaslanda mwanaume. Anyway, we don't know him.
hafare amekaza leso. Mwenzake.
Anyway, as in guy, and on that note, I think it's time for the music break.
Yes.
And we're back from the music break. So to close this episode, Leo, it's been a really fun one actually. I think tumeongea like about a lot of things people think about but don't ever say.
Yeah. But that's like the more.
Yeah, basically, ni sisi tu. So yeah, to finish the show, I just want to ask you guys and myself, what's like a taboo or like a group of taboos you would like to abolish? Ungekuwa na the power, like the pen of Jesus, what's his name, of God.
Jesus.
Yeah, unaandika tu kitu kwa kitabu alafu ina happen. What would you write down? Personally, I would abolish any food taboo. Personally, life is too short for you not to enjoy good food,
To limit yourself.
especially when it's like based on nonsense. Kama story a gizzard, like it's just a gizzard. Nobody gives a shit.
Actually, nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit. Like this part specifically is for the no. Fuck you.
That shit.
Kula kuku, kula nguruwe. Do you know how good bacon tastes? The niggas who've never had bacon because waliambiwa na some man in a beard and a robe that you should not eat this. Nigga, fuck no. Eat that pork belly. Sawa, jibambe. Have fun. Like eat whatever you want, because technically, what's the difference? You're not gonna drop dead and die. Okay, you might, but still, it's not.
You died happy.
Yeah, and it's not the context ya taboo. Nobody's going to strike you from heaven or across town because ulikula pork or because ulikula drumstick ya baba yako. Okay, your father might strike you, but the point is, I just want like food taboos zikuwe like just do away with them. Eat whatever the fuck you want, mazi. Like hata kama umevaa hijab. Okay, but pia at the same time, I want to respect cultures.
Yeah.
And you can decide not to eat something because it's your culture.
Yeah.
And the way you were raised or what you believe in, that's fine. But and it's something nonanga you don't have the right to enforce your beliefs on somebody else. So you can't even stop somebody else from eating what they want. Hawezi kuja kuambia mtu, okay, I don't want my wife kukula like a gizzard. It's cool. Ukiona hivi kwa restaurant akikula gizzard, you have no right kwenda kumwambia mbona unakula gizzard. Abolish that nonsense. By the you're not that important. So yeah, that's me. Ives?
Mine would be the gender roles one. The one, yeah. I mean, usikufe njaa ati jueni mwanaume na uwezi pika hadi sijui mwanamke afike. Hata you can't pull hose. So I don't know why I say that. That's unnecessary.
To be honest, kwa hii panel, I am the person who is least likely to pull this.
Come on.
Wongo,
Hey, do you guys see yourselves?
No, you're lying.
Like,
Oh yeah, we do.
yeah. Like I'm like I'm like an 85. You're like a 98.
Hey, bro.
I'm not doing
100.
bad, but
Believe in your sauce.
believe in my sauce.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, like honestly, those gender roles at the for example, that's why it was such big news when a female engineer ati a mechanic who's a babe mpaka analetwa kwa news as in
Or Devin D akipika.
bro,
that was
aliambiwa ati food inaungua.
Oh yeah, that's the
Was
worst
it-
thing.
what
Like,
the hell?
on air.
oh no, on Twitter.
No, I want whatever.
But remember, not even just that. Like when he said he cooks, there's this whole uproar. Like, wewe uko na pesa yote hivyo unapika nini.
That's the thing.
That's
like,
nonsense,
kwani
mazi.
you can do whatever the hell you want as long as you're not negatively impacting the environment around you or the
Yeah.
people around you. Just do what you want.
Zibambe.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yo, before I say what
You
the taboo that I'd want to be like abolished. Do you guys think the thieves when you walikuwa crucified?
kando ya Yesu.
Yeah. See, walikuwa crucified. They were crucified because like the thieves.
Yeah.
But do you think stealing is bad? Because like angalia capitalism, bro.
Eating the rich is not bad
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Uh-huh.
Lakini if you're stealing from your fellow brookie, it's like manze uko concert, you're trying to record the best moment of your life. Alafu mwenzako manze ahepena like
Some nigga kwa hapo tu ako ready. Hiyo iPhone 12 yako.
umeichangia sijui how long.
Umechangia months.
Hata hujachangia ulichukua loan aspira. Kununua.
That's stupid. That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Ulichukua
dumb,
loan
but like-
aspira. Yeah, ulichukua loan aspira. Now you're in the hole and you don't have a phone.
And you don't have a phone. And then the nigga
But anyway,
you can't find your iPhone anymore.
The
It's
context of stealing, it's all context. Because why are you stealing? Like if
Because you don't have.
let's say if I find somebody stealing a loaf of bread because they don't have, am I gonna be mad at them?
No.
No, you're just gonna give them more bread. Like I understand why you're stealing. You're stealing because you want my shit on top of your shit. Now that's the problem, hapo hivyo. Now you're stealing from me just for greed purposes. The people who literally have nothing, and the only thing nobody gives them shit. Nobody takes care of them. The only thing they can do is try to steal a little bit here and there, and that's like a failure on society's part. And then there are people who steal because they want your shit, whatever you have wanaitaka.
Yeah, like the guy Pascal Tokodi said hi to.
Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Do you think that shit was stage managed?
Yeah.
Personally, yes.
Like
Yeah.
how?
Yes.
You don't randomly, casually find a goat walking around. Okay, a goat.
And no, it's not even like it's not even who found him. It's not like who was walking. It's like the fact that Pascal ndo alimpata is kind of suspect because Pascal is huge, pia. And then he's like, "Ana got. Do you watch Celine? You know what?
Selena.
Selena. Yeah. But anyway, Tronke na Pascal
But
badai.
that was a smart way of plugging himself. I think.
You know that guys were asking at why was he asking about Selena?
See,
Because
he's a cast
yeah,
member.
he's a cast member. He knows what saying that is gonna do to him.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
And the
'cause that was
show,
just like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But afterwards, again, like, I meet
It's
producer.
like niggas.
Wow.
Anyway, in the left.
Jeez, what the fuck did niggas do to you? You all should see Ivy, please. If you listen to audio, I know to check Ivy on your final video. Oh my god. Yeah, Max, we really need to wrap this up.
But yeah, for me, I feel like for taboos, you see how just like how parents basically, I want them to get out of this shell where they're like, you can't do shit because what would other people think? Yeah, like I just want that to do away with that for us and like the generations to come. I feel like we have that responsibility to like
Change the narrative.
yeah, exactly. So
And guys, thanks for rocking with us. That's been episode 6. See you in the next one.
Yay.
Yeah.